Guys, it's William from Deuteronomy with another video, and we gotta talk about Tasha K's case. Now, there's a lot of gems and knowledge that we can get from this case that we as black men can learn from. I know there was a lot of capping from
Why
Tasha
the
K
fuck
coming
you
along.
lying? Why you always lying? Oh my
Oh
god.
man, she was lying
Stop
everywhere. Even on the
fucking
witness stand, she was
lying.
lying. She was lying on YouTube. She's lying on the witness stand. She's lying everywhere. She just needs to stop the cap.
Stop it. Get some help.
If she just stopped the cash, she wouldn't be in all of this predicament. But it was surprising to find out that all of this is a bunch of lies. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning, where she had all of these videos on YouTube about Cardi B, and we have discovered that it's all cap, all of it. She gets 3 cease and desist letter from Cardi B, not just 1, 2, 3. She gets 3 warnings. A lot of time, brothers like us, we don't get 3 warnings. You only get 1 warning if you get a warning. And most likely that warning is gonna come from another brother, probably the boyfriend or husband coming and beating you up and telling you stop talking about my woman. You don't even get those 3 strikes. So that's a privilege that a lot of these women, that they don't get that aggressive first strike from you, a warning. But with Tash K and a lot of women, they usually get the 3 strikes. So even with the 3 strikes, she didn't even care what was going to go on. She said she was going to take those cease and desist letter and wipe her ass with it. But for guys, you only get 1 strike usually, and you hope it's not an aggressive strike that's going to hurt you, may even kill you. Once you get that first warning, is you as a man, you just need to back off and man up and say, okay, I'm sorry for the lies, and just be man up. But that's what's going on with the disillusion with a lot of women. Even they don't have to man up when they come up with a lie, because as you can see, you know, Kevin Samuels always talks about the sign language that women use. And the sign language doesn't just stay with you in that relation with man and woman. That sign language permeates to all other areas. So you can see Tasha K using that sign language even in the courts and even during this case. Shame, she's telling Cardi B and her fans that, Cardi B has herpes, which she does not have, and an insult, talking about her past life, that she's, you know, a prostitute, and she was selling pussy, and she probably has all kinds of disease, and then guilt, telling the fans, why are you following this lady? Was all of the you guys must be, followers and supporting, and then the need to be right, and you can see from the cease and desist letter, she knew she was telling lies, but she still kept going with the lies. She still had the need to be right. And that's okay when you have a relationship, husband, boyfriend. There's no real repercussion other than maybe divorce and separation. But this is real legal matters. And you can see where it permeates, the sign language permeate into legal matters, where even though Tasha K was wrong, she didn't admit to her wrong, and she had 3 opportunities to correct her wrong, just to remove the videos. But she had that need to be right, and this is where it landed her. And even after the court case, that she was shown to that she was a lie and shown to be guilty, she still hasn't apologized to Cardi B. So you see how strong this need to be right sign language from Kevin Samuels, who got it from, I believe it was BGS Ibmore who first coined the term, the need to be right. So, brothers, you see the delusion going on here. If you see any of these sign language in the woman that you're hanging out with, don't wait until the courts. Don't wait until child support. Don't wait until family courts show you her true colors. If you see the need to be right in little things already and not letting go, and always, even though she's wrong in this illusion, and you see it week after week with Kevin Samuels interviewing all these ladies, knowing that they're wrong and they don't want to admit they're wrong. If you see any of these type of women and these clues, that's where you need to back away from this woman. This type of woman, this type of Tasha K behavior, where she's spreading out rumors and lies. You see these type of certain behaviors, brothers, we need to back away with women like that. This is a type of sign language that not only for behaviors, but also permeates to other areas. And the brother's an African brother, so he's probably thinking of everything being traditional and stand by your woman, but even he got thrown under the bus, which is not surprising. If you know how Tasha K is and she's been lying all this time, you already know how the serpent is. And then you get upset when the serpent bites you or throws you into the wild so she can run away. So, brothers, once again, you don't get 3 strikes. That might work for women. Usually they get 3 strikes. They get so many safety nets with housing, safety nets with shelter, safety net with food, even now, even income. Some of these states want to give basic income to a lot of black women, but they never talk about black men, like we're not there. So there's a lot of strikes that are given to women, but with black men, don't wait for the 3rd strike. The first strike should be enough. That first cease and desist letter, that first threatening phone call, that first beating up in the backyard and getting warned by the boyfriend, that is where you need to stop. Because look, Tasha K repeated grade 9 3 times. All throughout her life, she's just never taken accountability for her actions. And everyone's just passing her along because that's what you get as the woman privilege. They just get passed along. Now, another thing that we need to notice is that it's surprising that the IRS was there in the court case because the IRS wanted to know what kind of money we're working with because she hasn't filed taxes for 3 years. Now, brothers, if you're making a lot of money, like YouTube money, like she was making $1 million, this type of white collar crime is not gonna work for y'all, bro. They're already looking at you. They went to the courtroom and they were watching this lady because they knew she didn't file her tax for 3 years, but they knew she was making tons of money. So when they go to the court, they can get all that information. So, brothers, don't try to outsmart the IRS, especially when you're a black brother. You know, maybe you're not making that much money right now, but when you make a lot of money, like these athletes, they're on you, they're watching you, bro, and they're watching you harder than the other white guys. The other white guys, when they get on the news, that means they've done something crazy like, in the billions of dollars. But for you, they're watching you hard, especially you making money on YouTube. They're watching you hard, and you didn't do no taxes. So don't even wait till the 3 strikes. You should have already began accounting and watching your back. Don't wait for several years to do your taxes. You should be doing your taxes right away. Even if you make that much money and you're owing, at least you did that part and they know that you owe. But to not do your taxes, they're gonna watch you a lot harder. Waiting until you get to the courtroom now, you can't lie, and they bring all that information out in the open. The next thing is that trying to settle and squash the problem before it gets to such an unprecedented. All the time they tell guys to man up, own your mistakes. But when it comes to women, nobody ever says women up on your mistakes. Even now, these winos are supporting, Tasha K. All of them are supporting. A lot of them, black women supporting this woman. But if it was a black man, all these black women would be telling him to man up and you deserve what you get and all this type of stuff. But when it comes to women, they pass the bucket. But you see the difference? You have to man up as a brother and own your mistakes and apologize. I remember, one of my friends was telling me that, when you're going out with women, he said the advice is always apologize. Even if you think that you're right, just apologize. But that was the blue pill thinking, the beta pill,
Beta.
that was the blue pill thinking. But now when you come into the red pill, you start to realize that some of these women are gonna say some crazy ass stuff, and you need to correct them. Otherwise, they're gonna step on you, and you're just gonna be called beta all the time, blue pill, and that's probably what the husband was in the game, and the husband looked like he was working for Tasha K. But if he was there to, as a protector and provider, as a protector, he should have told Tasha K, let's take down these videos, man. We're making plenty of money doing all these other videos. We already got to our 1 million subscribers. Let's take it down, and let's avoid this, this behemoth of a beast. But that's not what happened, because he was too much in his beta feeling.
Beta.
It could have stopped. And she never said sorry to Cardi B, even though she lost the case. We'll see what happens at 7 o'clock when she does her video. But until now, even during the case, there was no remorse, no ending. That's why she got such a stiff penalty. Brothers, if you're in the wrong, you get caught in a lie, it's okay to say you're sorry, because by denying it, even though you get caught and you're denying it, you're still going to get, pounced through, especially when you go to courts and you're not showing any remorse. They're going to come down, double down, and come hard on you. And then, when she came after the lead attorney, a black lawyer, and she was making all these allegations that, that a lot of these black women, what they do is when they see high value men and they don't know nothing about them. That's what Tasha K was doing, is making all these assumptions about the high value man, that he only dates white women, and he didn't know none of those stuff. We gotta make sure that when we get on this platform, YouTube, that we're actually giving the right information, truthful information, because brothers, they are gonna crucify you for saying the wrong thing. They may let Tasha K get off on it, but brothers, they're gonna crucify y'all. So what you gotta do is you just gotta say you're sorry. And then when she said that she wasn't hiring, you know, any black attorneys, and she wasn't hiring any, black attorney, Tasha K, making fun of TLA all this time about how this black man is not dating no white, um, without any truth. She was just doing that just to garner the, trying to get the information, trying to get the support from black women, because that's her major supporters. So she was trying to step on this guy with all his lies, like she did Cardi B. So TLA could come after Tasha K if she wanted to. She can come after Tasha K and squash her even more. But you see the type of lies that she used into, and you see TLA had to be the bigger man, and then not come after her legally. But with women, they're gonna come after you legally. Look at those divorce courts. They're not playing. They come after you because of all the incentives as a woman. But when there's a guy, you're expected to man up and just take the problem. But no, but she never. She did do like a 5-minute apology for TLA once she found out that she was in the wrong. But it's funny that she made fun of TLA with all these racist comments, but then now she's out here, instead of getting someone that supports her to defend her, like a black female attorney, she's out here picking up a white female attorney. And that's another thing brothers need to understand, is that when you're going to courts, you need to find a lawyer that has the skills and is passionate in fighting for you. And the only person that's going to fight passionate for you is your own people, someone that looks just like you. So if Tasha K had a fan that was also a lawyer, that was a female, that was passionate about Tasha K, she would have fought a lot harder for Tasha K than what this lady Olga, the lawyer, did, where she only did a 1-minute defense to defend Tasha K. And I think I know why she did that only for 1-minute defense. Because Olga never really liked Tasha K to begin with. And she wasn't going to fight that passionate as a black woman would. And on top of that, Tasha K left a bad review for Olga before the court case was over. How are you going to make fun of your lawyer and call out all these things during your court case? Of course, Olga probably saw that Google review, because, they give notifications to the owner of that business. She got that saw that business review, and when she got that business review during the court case, that's probably why she did only that 1 minute video, that 1 minute defense. When she was given 20-minute defense, the lawyer only did 1 minute defense because she already made up in her mind that I'm not gonna be defending this nigga. She be calling out my name and writing these bad reviews and think she can get all over. Tasha K should have found plenty of black lawyers in Georgia, where she's from, that know about her, that would have fought for her passionately. But she didn't want to find somebody that looked just like her. She wanted to go to the other man instead of the brother man. There's nothing you can do about that, man. Shoot. That's all I can say, man. And once again, not all money is good money, brother. When she found out that, the Cardi B case and she was getting all those cease and desist letters, she should have just dropped those videos and then just left it alone. You already made your money, drop the videos and continue with something else. Because, brothers, it's not worth the fight, the battle with the legal fees. You may even lose your channel, especially with an entertainer that's got money long, that can fight you for a long time. Yeah, you don't need all those problems, brother. Just avoid all of that and just call it a day. Be a man, especially if it's a lie. Just quit it. And that's where, Tasha K should have just kept her mouth shut. A lot of people keep their heads by using it. She should have never made that Google bad review during your court case. You should have waited afterwards. So, if you waited afterward, then Olga May still been in your corner, but you're out here dissing your lawyer during the court case, and, she's just going to hand the court case over to Cardi B. So yeah, she didn't find somebody that was passionate about her. So whenever I go to court, I always try and look for a brother, you know, that is a lawyer or specialized in the field, by black. Even when I'm, fixing, renovating a house, I always try and look within my community, to see, because when they're fixing your house, they're passionate and they understand your vision. They see their young boy trying to do something, so they're always gonna try and look out for you, do a little extra. You really can see it, when you go into your community and you look for someone to help you. Someone in your community is going to be more passionate because they understand your struggles and they're going to try and look out for you more than the other man. And another thing is, you get what you pay for. Cardi B, she paid $1.3 million for her lawyers. Tasha K paid a tenth of that price, so 250,000. A lot of times, brothers, we don't have the money. We're scrounging around. But even when I do renovation with my houses, I don't go with the lowest offer. I go within the middle offer. And usually, if I have a good contractor that I like, I keep going to that same person and just asking what the offer is, and then I just pay them if I know that person. Even if they're a little higher or something like that, I know the job will get done by going to that person. So even with the lawyers. So even though, you could have found those lawyers, those black women lawyers, those black male lawyers, they're gonna charge the same price as Cardi B. So if that's what they're charging, give them that money. Because that's what they're entitled to. You know. A lot of lawyers undercut you just so they can get the case. And Tash K knew that this lady was not licensed. I mean, well, did not have the experience to fight this case, but she went ahead with it because she thought the other man's ice is colder. But who's gonna fight for you more passionately? Who's really gonna look out for you than you're in your own community? Especially if the lady is a fan of your work. She's gonna fight extra hard to keep Tasha K going. But the other man, this Olga doesn't really care that much about Tasha K. Doesn't really care. So there is no passion. She just did a 1 minute defense like it was nothing, like it was garbage. And it's like she just wanted to move on with her case. And she only charged like 250,000. But anyways, guys, there's so many things to learn from this case. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I also got a Patreon if you want to join the Patreon. Got any comments, leave them down below. This is William with another video, and I'm out.